On the air. All right. So, what is this? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DJ L Rock Boogie, and I have my partner T Bone. And today we're doing another edition of National Black Media. Again, you bear with us. This is like the beginning process of our little platform that we're building here. And today's topic is about the black woman. And my brother T Bone got a lot to say, boy. Hey, look,
Don't throw me under the bus.
I, I have to say that I agree with the brother. Like, I can't say that he's lying. He really telling the truth. So, um, I'm gonna let T Bone lead on this. You want to lead off on this, my brother?
Not necessarily.
Okay, all right. But this is what we do.
We can divide and divide the responsibility of this.
All right. So this is what I'm gonna do, bro. This is what I'm gonna do. All right. I might put the avatar up for this one because I don't want nobody to see my face. These women see me and catch me in the street. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
I want to say that
The diary of a bunch of mad black bitches.
boy, because I'm gonna end up putting. I'm serious. I think about putting this damn avatar up for real because I ain't trying. Yeah, I ain't really trying to show my face on this. So, ladies
You
and
know what's
gentlemen,
gonna happen.
studio,
You know how they gonna act.
I'm rocking the avatar on this one. So this is what we're gonna do, brother. Look, I just made a correlation, a direct correlation to how black women participate in the demise of their own race, and a lot of them do it subconsciously. They from birth, like even my mother, I found is guilty of this, and like to a degree, we love our women, especially because they're moms. A lot of them raised us. So this is not to say that we don't love our women, but we need to critique our women. We need to our women need to step up to the plate and admit,
What's love got to do with it?
yeah, they well, true that, real talk. Because in reality, we point out facts, and the facts is that and throughout
See
history,
the thing of loving them,
hmm
it man, it backfires on us because what we're doing is because of who they are, we're not making them responsible for the participation in what they're doing. That's the downside of it because of who they are. So we're like, you know what? That's my mom, my sister, my auntie, my grandma, and we're not making them responsible. But you can't say anything to a lot of it anyway because when it's your mom, you're limited on what you got to say or what you can't say to your mom because that's your mom. And you can say a lot more when you're an adult to her, but she still has that parental authority in that sense. She's still your mom, so you got to walk that thin line.
right,
So a lot of this, it's true. Like what you said, a lot of these women are doing it subconsciously without understanding what they're doing. But I'm sorry, I don't believe that they don't understand what they're doing because they're making conscious choices. Because no matter what you do, you think before you act. You always think what you're going to do before you do it. You always think about what you're going to say before you say it. Regardless of how rash that judgment and that decision may be, you still think about it. So if you slap the shit out of somebody, you done thought about slapping that motherfucker before you slap him. You kick somebody in the
yeah,
ass, trust me, you done thought about that shit before you did it. It might be now. Sometimes it is impulse
right,
because of how you feel. But even on that note, when it's impulse, you still make a choice at the end of the day. Unless you blank out, you still making a choice. And a lot of these women, they do that. You see that the intent behind it when you get into an argument, or you see an argument between a sister and a brother, and then you see how he's I'm gonna put your ass on child support. I'm gonna call the people on your ass. Or I'm gonna do this. You hear it all the time. I ain't gonna let you see your daughter. I ain't gonna let you see your son. You see this shit all the time. All the
yeah,
time. It's about control.
Well, yeah, and I think once they have the children, they really believe that. I would say this directly about my relationship with my baby mother. Well, this one in particular, that is. She actually believes in her mind that she's doing all this shit by herself. And I'm like, well, first of all, you're getting child support for the child because of her
And
last
what did
name,
they say? What
right?
did they say? Oh, you have to pay child support.
Now, I mean, she didn't even like. It wasn't even that. It was like she didn't even acknowledge. Like her attitude was like that money. Yeah, like she was entitled to that money, and I'm like, that's not your money. You ain't entitled to shit. That's for her. That's for the child.
And the sad part about it, and the ironic thing to it is this: if you feel that way, then how about just giving me our child and let me raise the child? Oh no, that should have never happened.
Hell
The reason
yeah.
why?
I've said that
Because
too.
one, it takes away control from them. It takes away their ability to be spiteful and hateful towards you.
Right.
It takes away from them being able to get some cash from you so they can go out here and run the streets. It does a lot of things. And just like you see a lot of these females in these incidents, you're reading on the news more and more because they're exposing them more, how these women are killing these kids to spite the men. It's how I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna drown the baby.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There was a story I read, and the mother had stabbed the kids, and she was killing them one by one. And I believe the middle child or one of them got the hell up and ran out the house, before the mama could get to his ass. And she was doing it because she was mad at the baby daddy. But she could never go to him and say, hey, take your child, take your kids, or take your whatever. And see, here's the problem. And this is what I hate about these women. They play victim. And they try to act like it's the men. You know daggone well when life is hard, period. No matter who you are. Everybody knows. There's not a person that cannot tell me that they don't know that racism doesn't exist, or that racism exists, and that it's difficult on an average scale for a minority to get a job, especially when you're black.
Right.
Especially. So knowing these things,
right,
then you're sitting up here playing the game to try to make sure that the man cannot do anything. Because this is how spiteful a lot of these women are. They want to make sure that he's unable to provide, he's unable to do things. So, and that's part of the spite, is to be like, well, he got this other bitch, he ain't gonna be spending his money on the other bitch. I bet you this bitch won't like that. See, they so hateful and they're so spiteful that in the means of trying to attack his ability to have a happy life with somebody else, because it didn't work with her.
Yeah.
He'd rather destroy that in the process of destroying the relationship with him and his kids as well. And it's like any relationship. If you don't spend time with somebody and you got a distance between them throughout a period of time, you're going to lose your connection with that person. And this is what happens with fathers, a lot of fathers and their kids. Right. They lose their closeness because they don't get to see their kids. They don't get to spend time with their kids. And the system knows that shit. And these women, because they're allowed to get money, it ain't even that much damn money. And I don't care how much money a man has. Hey, the lifestyle, he's not responsible for her lifestyle.
Well, what do you say, like, a woman hearing what you're saying right now, and her response, like, he only saying that because he been hurt by a female or something. He ain't talking about everybody. He just talking about his own situation. What do you say about that?
First and foremost, it ain't just my situation, because if that's the case, you wouldn't have a court system making $100 and some million a year in one state off of child support.
Right.
Especially why is it that when a black woman goes on to get assistance, she is not allowed to have a man in the house or a man present? But you got a lot of white families that go out there and get family assistance.
Yeah.
and they're allowed to move into a co-op living situation, so they can keep their family together. But a part of
you know what though? I'm glad you say that. Hold on, let me build on that right there where you just said, because I don't want to forget this thought. And you're absolutely right. And that's when I was sharing with you earlier about how it don't even matter who's like the mayor, who the city councilmen are, and all that shit, because the racism is so institutionally ingrained in the system that had already perpetuated a motion of things to happen, which causes a cause and effect. For instance, they culturally difference between most black families and white families is a lot of black families live in the inner city, and most white families live in what you would call the suburb or rural area. So they may have a farm, right? And when they go to apply for assistance, right, because their farm is failing this year, or for whatever reasons they need state or public assistance, their public assistance won't tell them that the man got to get out the house. But it's in the city's system because they know that 98% of the people that live in, because they'll spare some of their own now. All right. Some of theirs got to go down with it, they don't give a damn, but they're hitting the bulk of their target, right? When they put it into the system of the city system, whereas though, okay, well, we got a Section 8 program for these women, and we'll allow them to get a home. They can be able to keep their check while going to school, and we'll pay for a babysitter. But the man cannot be in the house. Meanwhile, the women think that they're getting something for nothing, but they go after the man for every nickel and dime that they give to the mother for the raising of the family. So that tells you right there that that is done by design. They're dividing the family.
Yeah, and you know what the irony to that shit is if a woman is on assistance,
right,
and even if she has Section 8,
right,
there is a certain level of income,
right,
that she is allowed to get. It won't go over that. Right. It will never go over that. Right. So if she's getting $800 to $1,200 a month, right, to take care of a family of 4,
right,
right,
right.
Now this is what the government deems, according to their calculations. Say, hey, well, you know, and depending on the state and the economy of that state, they'll say, well, hey, you know what? We're going to give you, for assistance, we'll give you $1,200. Right. Well, we'll give you $800 cash, and we'll give you $400 in food stamps or right, EBT card now, or whatever the case may be. Right. And they'll say that, and that's what they'll get. But then as soon as you go to court as a man and it's child support, why is it that they're giving the woman, they're going to deem your child support, if you got a decent job, then you have to pay $1,200, $500, $600, $800 to $1,200 for one child.
Yeah.
That's what they deem for a whole family.
Well, now and then hold up. Not only that, on top of that, though, you owe them that money back. Like, you still got to pay that for each child, but for all the money that the state has given her, you owe that too, plus that.
But you know what's funny? And you're not supposed to owe it. I'm gonna tell you how it's illegal. It's illegal because Section 8, not just Section 8, but any kind of assistance is a grant. It's a grant given by your government. And you know what? It's a grant, and the grants are not to be paid back. But when you're going after the father to make him repay that grant, and then on top of that are tax dollars. You work and you pay taxes, and your taxes go into the system that creates a welfare system. You're right, already paying into that system. Right. But yet then you're coming at me on a personal level and saying, hey, I owe so much every single month.
I don't know if it's a grant
to pay for the lifestyle of this woman. I'm sorry. I feel like this. If you have a child with somebody and she cannot afford to take care of that child and let the child live with her, and she can't afford that lifestyle on her own, then hey, Go to the dad and ask the dad, are you capable of taking care of your child? Let the dad take care of the child first. See if he's capable of taking care of the child first. Because that child truly does not belong to the mother. Because women give birth. Men give life.
Okay, all
There's
right.
not a woman out here. She has a cycle. She has a period.
Right, I understand that.
If that's the case, she'll be pregnant. You know
well,
what I'm saying?
Let's keep it in perspective. Let's keep it in perspective because I want to say I don't want to go too far off on that because remember I raised my kids, so I went through the court systems and I got custody of my kids. So I'm not going to say that there's a 100% roadblock against men. Like you can maneuver your way through this and make it happen. I mean, I'm an example of that. Like I had to go through that, and the way the system designed.
What was your circumstances?
Well, I got custody of the kids because, again, like you said, the mothers were deemed unfit. They weren't able to provide for the child.
Now, by law, right? And you were an exception. You're an exception. Your situation is an exception of the rule.
But hold on, stop. It wasn't that easy though. It wasn't like they was just deemed unfit by the government. No, it was because I had to fight for that. Like I actually had to go to court and express to them that I think that she's an unfit mother, and then they had to send out these social workers to get involved in our lives to see because they had to investigate me to see if I was gonna be a fit parent. I'm like, that's fucked up. Y'all gonna run me through the ringer. But meanwhile, she got a free pass to be an unfit parent unless I say something. So it wasn't like they stepped in because they knew. The only reason why they knew is because I said it and I challenged it. So there's no system in place unless you challenge the system.
But you know what? There's a lot of men that challenge. A lot of men that challenge. Right. And a lot of times the courts are telling these men that the women, it's their lifestyle. They can, if they want to have people around the kid, that's the woman's choice to do so. And it's another thing. It's designed for these things because they're making sure that, because by law, on the books, they're making sure that men are the ones who suffer. They go after the men first. This is on the books. This is what they do. When a woman has a child, they say, I read an article, I read a statute out of the Arizona for the Arizona law. It's like the woman is automatically given right parental guardianship and all that stuff because that's the woman.
Well,
but
she
but
automatically.
That child doesn't come from the woman. It doesn't come from the woman. It comes from the man.
But hold up. That's not. Like I say, I agree with you, brother, about how these sisters can carry it, but I agree with the ideology that the woman should be the bearer, like because I mean that is just.
Well, she has no choice. Her body is designed to bear children.
Right, not only just to bear them, but even
bear children.
Right, but when I say the bearer, like I mean, she should be the one that the child should be the closest to. Like I agree with that. I'm talking about.
I don't agree with that.
I think that children. I'm talking about when they're babies, though. Okay, because babies.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't agree with that. Because my situation, I was the one who, literally, I made sure that my hours of work, my business hours, everything, I made sure that I contracted, and I did a lot of night contracting. So I could be home with my kids throughout the daytime. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't have to stick our kids in the daycare and separate them from us. You know what I'm saying? And have another philosophy being instilled into our kids. You know.
But what
like
I mean,
I did that.
But what about what about drinking the milk and all that? Like, don't babies need milk?
But you know what? A lot of that stuff, they got a lot of things for that. Now, if you want your child to have to be
breastfed,
stay close to your DNA and all that other stuff, then because a lot of women don't breastfeed anyway. So let's get to that point. Let's clear that up right there. Let's make that very clear. A lot of women don't breastfeed. So if they're using Similac or they're using whatever kind of Enfamil or whatever kind of milk that's out here, you know, for babies, then what's the difference? It ain't no big difference for a woman or a man to raise that child because it's not like you. And I see breastfeeding, that's something that a man can't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying that
So
the
that
breast
changes.
milk is
But
the best
when it's
milk.
outside of breastfeeding, outside of breastfeeding,
I'm not disagreeing that they
outside
don't
of
have milk.
breastfeeding, what is it? No, I'm not saying. What I'm asking you is, outside of breastfeeding, right?
Right.
What is it that a woman is capable of doing in raising a child that a man is incapable of doing outside of breastfeeding?
Outside of breastfeeding is the most important. Like, that's my point. Like,
yeah, but a lot of women don't breastfeed.
Years,
a lot of women don't breastfeed. A lot of women don't breastfeed. So
I know, but a lot of women do though. That's what I'm saying. You saying a lot don't, but there's a lot
do. Of women that do breastfeed, but outside of
there
breastfeed,
is a proven fact.
There's a lot of women that don't breastfeed though.
But it's a
regardless
proven
of
fact.
the results of what a breastfeeding does to a child and the relationship between the child and the mom, and all, regardless of what the stats say. Outside of breastfeeding, what is a woman capable of doing in raising a child that a man is not capable of doing outside of breastfeeding?
Right. So you feel as though you'd be a better nurturer than a mother would?
Well, how is that? Well, you know what? Damn right, because I did it.
Now, I'm just saying, like, explain to me.
I'm not going to backpedal on that. You damn right, I did it, and a lot of men don't do it. My kids, they're fine. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, like, what's your idea of nurture though? What do you mean if you nurturing a child? What's your idea?
What you mean? To nurture anything is to take care of it, to have an understanding of what it is. Like, if you nurture a plant, you can nurture a plant. That means you make sure that the plant stays free from bugs. You keep the fertilizer going in there. You keep the sunlight on. You keep the right amount of water. You're nurturing this thing to a strong state of being. You can do the same thing with a child.
I'm saying, listen, I'm sticking to the natural way of things. Like, I'm saying that it's designed, okay, for babies to be with mothers. That's the design.
It's only design. It's designed. Yeah,
that's the design. So
we're not living. I'm not
going to beef with the design.
We're not living in a time. We're not living in a time where natural design is precedent. We're not, because if that was the case, the workload and everything structuring how society is will be deemed to be able for the woman to be able to take care of the home. She would have never had to enter the work field. She would have been able to take care of the home, but because these institutions
even by design, she's limited. Even by design, she's even limited there, though, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, even though we live in this society that like everybody's supposed to be equal and all that, but we know that's not realistically true.
But we're not. And hold up. Now let's get it straight. That's an illusion. Ain't nobody equal.
Right, so I can't compare. So stop right there, though. You said
as men, we're different. We're created differently than women, so we can never be equal.
So we could never
be equal.
We could never
be. Cannot be equal to a man.
But we could never be that woman.
Never be equal on a woman.
Right. So we could never replace that. What a woman has to offer.
Nobody's trying to replace it. But what I'm saying is, as a parent, half of my DNA, half of a man's DNA goes inside of that baby. And half of her DNA goes inside of the baby. The reason being that it's designed that way is because when a child grows up, this is the most the biggest reason why a child needs a mother and a father. Not saying that they all get it, but I'm saying the biggest reason why a child should have a mother and a father, because there's certain things that you know about yourself that nobody else can understand about you. Yeah. And sometimes that is within your child. Your child is going to have characteristics of the mom and characteristics of the dad. And sometimes when the child is performing poorly because of something that's going on inside them emotionally or intellectually or physically, one parent may not understand what's going on, but the other parent might. Because the other parent might say, for example, maybe one parent has what they call dyslexia. Maybe they need to read something 5 times before they understand it and before they get it. But the other parent is good with book smart, very book smart, very, very intelligent. So when a child is having problems, one of the parents' solution is you're just not applying yourself. You're not paying attention. You're distracted. They're gonna say all these things that have nothing to do with the issue. But that other parent might be like, you know what? I got the same problem. It takes me to find this out, and this is what I have to do.
Technically, you support, but technically, you're supporting the idea why we should both be there, and that's all I was saying.
I'm supporting the idea that because when you said natural, the natural way, that is the natural way.
Right.
That's the way it was designed.
But you was challenging that though. The only reason why I said that.
No. What I challenged, well, I did not challenge the natural way. What I challenged was a system that divides these parents, and how a lot of these women know that the system is doing these things and they support it while they're playing the victim and placing the blame.
I agree with that, but it just sounded like you was challenging the whole idea.
And what I further commented on was the fact that when you was talking about a man being more nurturing, can a man be more nurturing than a woman? A man can be just as nurturing as a woman. If you're equating breastfeeding to nurturing, then no, he can't. But
how can a man hold up though? Hold on. Stop for a minute, bro. Stop for a minute. I just need to ask. How can a man be more nurturing than a woman? Come on, let's keep it real, bro. How?
Hold up. Okay, let's go here then, since you're asking that question. If a woman is so nurturing, how can a woman kill her child?
I mean, that's like because she got mental illness. But here's the thing.
No,
can a woman
get
as strong as a man?
There's women right now in the news that have been murdering their damn kids because they're
okay, bro. Well, that's not all women though. But hold up, listen.
Hold up, bro. Hold on. About all women.
Right, but
we're not talking about all women. But
can women
do that?
Can women be as strong as men? Can women get as strong as men? Hell
women
no.
Women can be as strong as men. Hold up.
No, they can't.
Because there's women.
No, they can't, bro.
There's bodybuilding.
Even the bodybuilders can't. Right, but if you got a man doing the same thing,
some women out here,
they're not gonna be as strong as a man. There's no woman.
You can go on YouTube right now.
No, it's not, yo. No, it's not.
Type in a woman knocking out a dude.
The strongest person in the world is a man, yo.
You will get a series.
The strongest person in the world is a man, bro.
Showing how there's women out here who can knock the shit out of a man.
Yeah, but I'm trying to tell you, the strongest people in the world are men. They are.
We're made that way by design.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. So again,
hold up.
So again, you can't go against that.
Since you're taking it to that level, let's go here. Because a woman was made by a man, which means a man, and scientists has proven and said this.
Whoa. Say it again.
Wait a minute. Scientists have it documented that when a woman on her period, her emotional level becomes equivalent to a man.
Did you say a woman was made by? Hold up, stop, yo. Did you say a woman was made by a man?
They say a woman comes from a man.
Who, the Bible?
That's not what they say.
Hey, the Bible ain't that. No, only the Bible say that. You mean the Bible?
That's what the Bible says?
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, that is what the Bible says. A woman comes from a man. So where did a woman come from?
I really don't know, but I tell you one thing, I don't believe what that Bible say, bro. I'll tell you that.
You believe that? So you believe? Hold up. So do you believe a man was created to be the forefront, or do you believe he was created to be submissive to the woman, beneath the woman?
Well, I believe that a man was designed to be the what they would call the hunter. You know what I mean? The women were the gatherer. So most men, and not all men, are hunters.
Hold on, wait, because that sounds like a biblical reference as well. What you're just saying, a man.
No, it's not. That's not.
Goes out here, yeah, and the women is a gatherer.
That's not biblical.
That is a biblical reference.
That's not biblical.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. That is a biblical reference. He's the hunter. A man is the hunter, the provider, and the woman.
That's not biblical at all, though, bro. That's not biblical at all.
Let's take a look.
Hunter-gatherer. The hunter-gatherer concept is not biblical, yo. I swear to you. I don't use no biblical terms. I make it clear if it's biblical, believe me. But that's not biblical. And I'm just saying that men play different roles than women, bro. That's how that,
of course they do.
So I understand what you're saying because I've raised kids, but they ain't nothing like no woman's touch, bro. Come on, you gotta give them that much, right?
Say that again.
It ain't nothing like a woman's touch, right? Huh? You agree with that, right?
I wish I could agree to that, but I can't.
Come on, bro.
But in a certain sense,
we love women.
I'm gonna tell you why I can't. I love women, but I'm gonna tell you why I can't. I'm gonna tell you why I can't. This is why I can't. When you say there's nothing like, and then what are you? Matter of fact, before I get into that, what are you referring to? Are you saying it's the physical touch, or are you saying that in a hypothetical sense?
I mean, hypothetical, man. I mean, I'm talking.
Okay. Now, when a woman, now let's get this clear, because of her beauty, because she is soft, because she does walk with the woman's elegance, because of these things, you're damn right. There's nothing like a woman's touch. There's nothing like a woman's touch when you're saying it in that way. Right. But at the end of the day, there's nothing like a man's love. Yeah. Nothing.
I'm not feeling that.
When a woman,
I'm not feeling that man's love related to a woman's touch.
When a woman, see, this is get to this. This is the thing, because most of the time, a man's love is ruined by a negative or unappreciative woman. The first time every man has experienced, the first time he's been in love with a girl, and the experience that a man has went through in his heartbreak, getting his heart broken. Because why? Because when a man falls in love, he becomes weak to that woman. Right. And what do women do? Well, from our experience, what has happened? We've gotten our heart broken because she played us like we were weak. Right. And that usually is what changes men throughout the course of life, because when they go up and they get to this girl, they want to talk to her all the time, they want to see her all the time, they want to spend time with her all the time, and he becomes weak to her. Everything she asks for, he's willing to do it. Yeah, baby, I'll do it what you want. A man will walk 12 miles to a store in a blizzard to get his woman some chocolate cake when he's in love with her.
And the woman won't?
And the woman, no.
Huh? If she in love, you don't think she'll do that?
If a woman's in love, she still, a lot of women have limits to their love when it comes to certain things like that. Because if you look at,
and men don't.
No, after people been hurt, then it changes. It changes.
That's why I say
why is it that a woman, like say for example, when a man's in love, regardless, he'll do these things. When a woman, if a man was to ask her, first of all, let's be realistic about this shit. I'm answering a question that doesn't even make sense, because a man is not going to ask a woman to walk 12 miles in a snowstorm and get him some ice cream, especially if he loves her.
So again,
he's not going to do it because he don't want to subject him. Right. He does not want to subject her to that.
Because he's the stronger.
The man to that.
He's the stronger. He's the protector, right? Come on.
Will subject the man to that.
Because he's the stronger and he's the protector, right?
But regardless, if she loves him, she wouldn't want to expose his ass out there anyway because it's not necessary.
I mean, I'm not.
They always.
So did you look up the hunter-gatherer thing, bro? Did you ever look that up? Because that's not religious.
If it's not true, then why is it a lot of men or a lot of women? And hold up. Let me ask you this. What are you trying to play it safe just in case the women look and they stick your ass in
No. Check it out.
On, man?
Yo, check it out though. Look, this is where I got the I told you up front, bro. I'm not really playing it safe because I made my point real clear that women participated the whole destruction of
hold on.
race.
This one says in
black women, that is.
As far as hunting, in the biblical verse in regards to that.
Biblical
many
verse.
Christians wonder. This is what it says. Ask me, did I find it?
Ho. Did you look up hunter-gatherer? Did you type in the Bible with that?
I didn't type in no Bible with that.
So what verses?
Men as hunters, women as gatherers, and I came up with biblical verses about hunting.
Biblical.
That's what he pulled up on his own.
Biblical verses. Okay, well, read one of those verses for me, bro. That say that they hunters and gatherers.
It says many Christians wonder, is hunting a sin? The answer is no. God gave us.
Oh man, that has nothing to do with hunting. That has nothing.
Question.
That has nothing to do with.
How do you want to ask me to?
That's not the Bible, yo.
Jump right in there when I get the first. I'm reading you what it came up with.
Right, but that's somebody. No, that's not.
The first 4 words of the sentence, you jump in and say, no, that's not.
Because
I didn't even get to the
because you're not giving a definition of hunter-gatherer. Why don't you just look up the definition?
How is there a definition of hunter-gatherer? Really?
It is. Look it up.
So hold on, because you're talking about 2 things.
Right. Now look it up.
Men are hunters, women are gatherers.
Right.
And
look
that's
it
what
up.
you have to look up. Not hunt together. You can't look up hunt together.
Look it up, bro. That's what I'm saying. They two
and
words.
What you do is you have to look up references.
Just look it up, man.
Of men are
You're going into the Bible.
I have done it.
Just look it up, bro. All right, let me do it myself. I'm gonna share the screen with y'all.
I didn't go into no Bible.
No, I'm gonna do it. I got you, bro.
You posed the statement and asked the question.
Nah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna share the screen, bro. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna do a share. I'm gonna do a screen share, cause.
Well, I can't see the screen share.
Cause.
So what? Hold on. Let me ask you this. Why do you deem it necessary whenever you ask for something that you want to prove a point on? You figure what you share on the screen is valuable, but what I'm seeing and reading in the same types of text is invaluable because it's not what you pulled up on the screen or it's not what you looked up online.
No, I'm just gonna look up Hunter Gatherer. You said you looked up Hunter Gatherer and the Bible came up.
You said.
I'm looking up Hunter Gatherer.
Hold up. No. Wait a minute.
No, let me finish. It's up now. I'm already sharing.
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Because what you're doing, dog, that's not cool.
Why is it not cool? It's Wikipedia.
Because I'm gonna tell you what you said in the beginning. What you said at first was men are hunters, women are gatherers. And now what you just did was you said hunt together. And you're completely
no.
Come on, man. You're taking away part of that concept.
I did not. I said hunter gatherers. Hunter gatherers. That's what I said. It's two words.
No.
And it's still in the Wikipedia exactly the way I said it. I'm looking at it right now. Wikipedia. Hunter gatherer. -gatherer. So I don't know what you looked up. Because ain't nothing in the Bible.
You grabbed a definition.
I'm looking up. I just typed the word in on
world
Google,
history. Bro. Are you looking up AP Human Geography? You looking up world history, or you just looking up the definition? Because there's many.
I just typed in hunter gatherer, bro. That's all we talking about. We ain't talking about nothing else. You just one that claimed that it was in the Bible. I don't see nowhere in here where it says in the Bible. And then you got to reading it was. I don't know what you was reading, bro. Was you on Google when you did that?
Hold on. First of all, just because you didn't pull up. You put two words in there and you came up and looked for a definition. How is that definition more valid than what I get? Because you said men are hunters, women are gatherers, and then you broke it down and said hunter gatherer.
Okay, let me read this.
The contrast of a man and a
people,
woman.
let me read this.
Let me read this. And a woman.
This is a Wikipedia's answer to what hunter-gatherers are. Okay, from Wikipedia. The free encyclopedia.
No, you know why I have a problem with what you're doing right now? It's because when you said that, and I asked you about a biblical term, and you said there's nothing in the Bible that has a biblical term of men being hunters and women being gatherers.
I said hunter gatherers has nothing. I said specifically hunter gatherers does not come. I told you it don't come from the Bible, bro.
Is some biblical term?
You said it's a biblical term, but it's not. And I'm trying to tell you it's not. It's not a biblical term. Wikipedia is right
here,
saying
bro. It's not a biblical reference, and what you did was you just grabbed the definition that says hunter gatherers. But I'm looking at a biblical reference that relates to that as well. In Genesis.
You did not read this one, bro.
I'm wrong.
So give me the reference of where it's at in the Bible, because you was not reading that. You didn't. The reference is what chapter and all that, because you wasn't reading that. You was reading something somebody said. I don't want to hear that. I want to know the chapters in, so I can go look at it. What verse and what chapter is that?
Go to the Oxford Handbook. You online? Go to the Oxford Handbooks, because that's where the beginning of it came from.
The
man, the hunter, conquer. That's where the beginning of it comes from. The man, the hunter, marked the beginning of hunter-gatherer study.
What are you talking about?
That's Oxford Handbooks. Online.
Yo, that's irrelevant, bro. Because we had, first of all, I brought it up for a reason. It's irrelevant because first of all, you running, yo. You running, bro. You running. You tap dancing.
Stop doing it, because that's some bullshit.
Yo,
what you're
you
doing.
tap dancing, bro, and you running.
What you're doing, because what you're doing is you're
you
trying to
tap
make it
dancing,
like,
bro.
The point that you're making is so valid.
You are clouding. You are clouding the whole. First of all, you are clouding the whole idea of what we was talking about. With this hunter gathering.
How in the hell is that?
Because we were supposed our whole listen,
oh my God,
because we were supposed to be talking about black women. Like The fact that I brought up hunter gathering, you tried to say it was in the Bible, and I said it's not.
No.
Now we stuck on that.
The course of the conversation went. When I said something in reference to how a lot of the
women and men are different.
Are nurturing. The word nurturing is where it went straight. When you start saying, "Hey, men cannot be nurturers like women," and right. I asked you, how is that in regards to it outside of what breastfeeding? And you can never answer that. You would never answer that question. Outside of breastfeeding,
I did. Let me tell you what I said. All right, but then if you stop for a minute, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I said. Okay. Besides that, women are nurturers. And you swearing me down that men can be just as nurturing as women. I'm telling you they can't. And then I go to tell you
how can they not?
And then
how can they not?
But then here's the thing. But can women be as strong as men too? Are we all the same?
Yeah.
We are not the same, bro. We are two different species.
Okay. So what you're saying is that there's women out here that cannot be as strong as a man.
There are women out here that can be strong, and they can be as strong as who knows what, but they can't be as strong. Men will always be the strongest, always. Men are naturally stronger than women. And I'm going to say that again. Men are naturally, listen to the word, stronger than women. And if for one thing, the strongest people in the world are men. Ain't none of them women. None of them. And again, and the reason why I brought up hunter-gatherer is because that is the role, the oldest known Paleolithic role that they know that men and women played before the Bible, bro. Way before the fucking Bible. Bible don't know nothing about no damn hunter-gatherer. This was before the Bible. Men and women had roles.
Let me tell you something. They have a lot of researchers and studies that show that men can be just as nurturing as women.
Okay.
When it comes to raising a child. Yes, they do.
I'm not saying that men can't be nurturing. I'm telling you that women are designed. I'm telling you that women are designed to be nurturing. That's what I'm telling you.
You didn't say nothing about. See, that's the part. That's where the conversation goes.
I haven't sticking to design,
because you're changing the content of what we were talking about.
I've never changed it. I've always told you it's about design.
You said that a man cannot be more nurturing than a woman when it comes to raising a child.
No, the first thing I said is women are designed. I know what I said. I said, first of all, the children and women are designed to be with each other at the younger age. That was the whole beef. And you swore out that you could fill them shoes. And now you trying to explain how.
You know what? You damn right I swore out that I could fill them damn shoes because I raised kids.
You can't though. You can't be as effective.
Hold up. So now you're telling me that I'm not as effective. So my kids.
Because
my kids stupid. My kids are bad thieves. My kids are out here in the streets because I'm a man and I can't do that.
No, the beef I have is because first of all, we're talking about women participating in the elimination of the man out of the house. Okay.
Okay. Then if you're talking about what does that have to do with the man being nurturing?
No. So being a man participating in putting the women out of the picture is not going to solve the problem, bro.
First of all, nobody put the women out of the picture. I don't understand. It seems that when you come up with something that you deem to be a certain way or ideology, that's like this. It has to be the epitome of all ways, and that's not the case.
Okay, what's your ideology, bro?
Do I feel like women to a man can a man be more nurturing than a woman? And it shows throughout history. It shows that. It shows what? In light of all this new, all this new technology that shows how men. There's a lot of men ain't got shit to do with the Bible. Don't do that.
I don't know where you get the information from.
Because you're going to a Bible. Hold up, did you not raise your kids?
Yeah, but I could never be as.
Hold on. Wait a minute. It's funny. But you raised your kids. Didn't you not raise your kids? Then you take.
Your kids. I raised them.
Wait a minute. I'm asking the question because you're trying
to. And I'm getting ready to ask the question, bro. What else you ready to ask? Another question?
My whole point is this.
Let me answer the question, bro. Stop. Let me answer the question. You ask the question. All right, now I'm gonna give you the answer. I raised my kids, but they also had a surrogate mother. See, you ain't asked me all that, bro. I'm trying to tell you, like, I didn't just raise them isolated from a woman. My mother became their surrogate mother.
Yo,
My mother became.
You know what's
stop.
funny about it? You know
Stop
what's funny
for a
about
minute.
it?
Stop
You're
for a minute.
talking about the nurturingness of a man, and you're trying to say a man is unnurturing or
because
whatever.
I couldn't provide that, bro.
I don't buy that because you know what? I raised mine. And
I'm
they're
saying, like,
fine. And there's a lot of men out here who have custody that are raising their kids, and their kids are coming out just fine. And it doesn't mean that
there's somebody in there. Listen, somebody's getting the credit for being. Somebody's getting the credit for being surrogate mom, bro. Believe that. Somebody's getting the credit.
If you was to talk to my kids would tell your ass, I'm a mom and a dad.
Okay, but I'm just trying to tell you that.
Period.
And most families, there are other women.
So what you're
and
saying,
most families, there are other women. Like even if it was even if your father was there.
Now hold up, but now you're talking about. See, this is the thing. When we're talking about this, and you're sitting up here, and you ask the question about, do I think that men are just as nurturing as women? And for whatever reason that you feel, you have not completely said, because what you said by design, you came up with by design. But it's funny by design. But yet, then, even by design, men are naturally stronger than women by design. But there are bodybuilding ass women that are stronger than a lot of men out here too.
Nah, bro, nah. You keep saying that, yo. That don't make sense.
That's not by design.
You keep saying that, yo. But that's not by design, bro.
So what you're saying is, no. Like I never.
How you gonna say the same thing?
Why do you try to twist my words to say? Why do you try to twist my words to say I'm saying something that I'm not?
You said two different things in the same breath.
No, I didn't.
You said that men are stronger than women by design, but at the same time, there's a lot of women out here stronger than men.
If you stop trying to cut in and throw these little slick words in to twist what I'm saying, you would understand exactly what I'm saying. You said by design. By design, men are naturally stronger than women. That's what you said. I said that there's women out here that are bodybuilders that are stronger than quite a few men out here.
Oh, shit.
That's what I said. And I said, that's not by design. That's what she did. So while you're saying these things like it's an impossibility, I'm telling you that it's not an impossibility. So when you ask the question, can a man be as nurturing as a woman?
Right.
Come on, yo, don't do that. That's so.
Okay. All I'm saying is, bro, listen. You said it out your own mouth that by design, men are stronger than women. All I keep saying.
You said out your mouth by design, men are stronger than women. I never went that route.
You did say that. You just
what
said
I said out my mouth. What I said out my mouth. I reiterated what you said by design. That's how we were born. Okay, I agree with you that. But I also said that there are women bodybuilders out here that are stronger than a lot of men. And you turned around and discredited that by saying, "Oh, that's not by design."
It's not.
It's not
by design.
Why I'm saying what I'm saying, because it appears that in this conversation, when I say something, you try to discredit it to make your point valid.
It's not discrediting, man. I'm sticking to one point of view. Like you changing, you trying to bend my point of view.
The bottom line is this: you're saying that a man can be as nurturing as a woman, and I disagree because there's a lot of men that take care of kids and raising their kids, and they are just as nurturing as a woman. The only thing that is incapable of doing is breastfeeding. But in that aspect, there's a lot of women that don't breastfeed anyway.
Well, breastfeeding has become a new epidemic. A lot of women are breastfeeding.
Well, you know what? The women that breastfeed are naturally going to be closer to their kids than anybody else. But
so you can't replace that,
the
bro.
women that do not breastfeed,
that cannot be replaced.
What I said was, and I said this a lot of times, and don't say it can't be replaced, because if it couldn't be replaced, they wouldn't have Infomil and Similac and all powder milk and all that.
Yeah, but that's why we got problems now, right?
They replaced that.
Because of those type of babies.
Yes, it is part of the problem, but that's not the topic of discussion. What you said was, you specifically said, and you were talking about the fact of a man being nurturing, and what I said was outside of breastfeeding, because breastfeeding changes the situation.
Okay.
I said outside of breastfeeding, I asked you, what is there outside of breastfeeding that makes a difference between a man raising a child and a woman raising a child?
Okay, bro. All right, I'm going to say this now. I'm a believer that, women make a hell of a difference. But, and here I am. I raised my children. The women that helped me, I actually raised my children I had custody of them, but I had help. I didn't do it by myself, yo. I had my mother, and then I ended up getting married. So I had surrogate women, surrogate moms that stepped in and helped me out.
Now, see, that's understandable, but this is the way I see it. This is from my experience and what I was blessed to see. Now, when it comes to raising a child, because of first and foremost, when you look at society and the way society has separated men and women because of their natural states,
right,
because of how they were born, you know what I'm saying, what they were designed for. So they made men, for a man to be emotional. Men are emotional anyway. But in society, men, they say what? They teach men to not be emotional. They teach men that, hey, if you are having emotions, that's weakness. You know what I'm saying? That's like calling a man a bitch or something stupid. They make it seem like it's not good for a man to have emotions while they're allowing a woman to express her emotions every step of the way.
Okay,
oh man, don't cry, get over it. Hold on, check this out. This is what they tell men when you're growing up as boys. Suck it up. Man, don't be shit up here crying and acting like no little punk and all this. This is what they tell us.
Right.
So we learn to be more harder in emotional situations because we have to learn how to swallow our emotions and all that shit and handle things in a different way, where a woman can be emotionally stable because she's allowed to go ahead and express her emotions, cry, get it out of her system, and heal herself.
Okay.
And that difference, it makes a big difference when you're talking about raising a kid, because when a young boy goes through something as a child,
right,
because the mother understands on how to cleanse herself and heal herself by saying it's okay to cry, get it out your system, and go ahead and suck it up, and you'll be okay, you'll be fine. So the kid becomes emotionally better, where a man is like, suck it up, ain't nothing to cry about, you're okay. That's the difference. That's why it makes a difference when a woman is in the life of a child, because it's that cushion, it's that softness, it's that upfront understanding. But it does not mean that a man is incapable of doing the same thing for a child. It doesn't mean that. It just means that women are taught that, because by design we're all emotional.
So you know
that's why a lot of men.
Hey, let me ask you a question. So if you was raising a daughter, right? And she come on her period, you know how to handle that?
I'm sorry, I've done that and I handle that.
Okay, what you do, bro? Let me know.
The fuck do you mean what I do? I had to go get her ass some damn pads. I had to go get a motherfucking heating pad. You know what I'm saying? When she brought that shit to my attention, because what I do is I open the doorway so they can talk to me openly. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I did that, and I understood that means there's going to be things that they bring to my attention that I'm not going to like to hear.
Okay, so how'd you handle? I mean, so you and your daughters.
When my child came to me and said that, and the way she presented it was, I'm having a girl's issue. That's what she told me. And so I asked her,
how does she know that?
What you mean, how she know that? Man, don't ask me how the hell she know she was going through it. How else she know it?
How'd she know it was a girl's issue, though?
Well, she wasn't stupid. She know damn well men don't have periods.
How did you know that?
Get to the point that you're trying to get to, because in a subtle way, what you're trying to say,
because she probably learned some stuff from somewhere else.
And whatever she learned some shit, and she learned that shit from the mama. She learned this shit from school.
That's what I'm just saying. So it ain't all come from you, bro.
And then it got online, but that's not what you asked me. You asked me how did I handle that situation.
You make it seem like you the only one who dealt with it, though. You had help.
I never said that. See, there you go again. You're trying to make it seem like I'm saying something that I'm not. I never said that.
Yo, I'm trying to tell you.
You asked me
that I raised kids, but I had help. But you trying to tell me that you did it all by yourself.
I never said that. You asked me a question, and you asked me, did I handle it? How did I handle it? And I told you how I handled it.
but you are painting a picture that you handle all this shit by yourself, though.
Excuse me. The thing that you asked me that I've handled, I expressed what I did when I handled it.
I know,
but go to her mom. She didn't go to her mom when she asked for that. Why? Because my contracts were at night. So I was able to be home in a day, which means I took them to school. I fed them breakfast. I went and picked them up from school. I made sure that dinner was ready for their ass when they got out of school. This is the shit that I did. These are the things that I did. So when
mom was there, though.
She was in school. Who did she call? She called me Because
Mars was there though.
I was the one.
But bro, you don't get no
Huh?
You don't get no points for that.
Say what?
You don't get no points for that.
I'm not looking for no. Whoa. I'm not looking for points for my responsibility.
No, the reason why I'm saying that.
Don't do that because you know what? Because you're trying to make it seem like I'm looking for points and kudos for doing what I'm supposed to do as a parent anyway.
No.
I'm a parent.
No, what I'm
and
saying
as a parent, and that's my child.
What I'm saying is you misunderstanding the whole conversation because you're not a single parent. You're talking like you're a single parent, but you're not.
No, I'm not a single parent. I never talked like I was a single parent. You asked a specific question about, first of all, look. I don't like that. No, don't do that.
Because you just sat here. If I was somebody who just got on here.
But you're not.
I would not know. I would think that
you're still trying to do this thing as far as
you never made it clear, bro. That you listen. You never made it clear
because that ain't even a topic of discussion.
It is the topic of discussion.
Why would you do that? No, it's not.
It is because you said that men can do it without women.
No, we're going to keep it on topic. And the first thing that you asked me,
you said men can do it without women.
Man can be more nurturing. And then what you started doing after we went that route. Then you got into asking me.
No, it ain't into It's still about men being nurturing without women.
And thinking of these questions to ask. What you said, well, I had surrogates. And I said, you know what? That's cool.
But you never said you did, though.
You proceeded. Why should I say I had a surrogate?
Because you should have made it clear what your situation was.
No, I don't have to make it clear.
Instead of you making your situation clear.
That's not what we said.
Instead of you making your situation clear,
wait a minute.
You still running.
I made sure I contracted. I didn't have to be clear because if you was paying attention, I said I made sure that my contracts were in the evening time at night, so I can have my kids in the daytime. Which means
you just said that though. You just said that after the fact.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You said that after the fact. I asked you that.
You cannot manipulate my mind with words like that because my mind don't go.
Hey, yo, I'm not.
I know exactly what I said.
No, you gotta let somebody else listen to this,
yo. Don't do that.
I swear to God, you gotta let somebody else listen to it. You gotta let somebody else
listen to it because I know exactly what I know.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. I know what you think.
What you're trying to do is you're doing it again because what you're trying to do is you specifically started focusing. Just come up with something else to say. Oh, women are got to be more. Now hold up. Now answer this question. You said let's go on and let's talk about these women that are participating in destroying the fabric of our relationships, of our homes, of our now. But yet since you've been tiptoeing the whole time as if you're afraid to talk about what it is. And then on top of that,
it ain't. I made it real clear.
You've been trying to discredit the whole time. You've been trying to sit here and say things in a way that's discrediting to what it is. First of all, you went from one source to the next. And every source that I pulled up, you discredited. As if it's not valid because you pulled up a different source.
The only thing I was trying to tell you, listen, bro, listen. Only thing I was trying to tell you is that I disagree with the role playing. Like you started taking it to another level that I disagreed with.
I didn't take it to another level.
All I wanted to talk about was the fact that what they participate in and the demise of our family.
You know what? What I said was you took it to another level when you said nurturing. When you said the word nurturing, and just because I said that men can be just as nurturing as women, then you took it to another level, brother. You was
that's
not wrong.
You were saying we don't need women at all to raise our kids
because of what you feel your experiences was or whatever. That's your opinion. But from my experiences, I know damn well men can be just as nurturing as a woman when it comes to that outside. And I keep saying it over and over again. Outside of breastfeeding. And like I said before, if breastfeeding is a factor,
I just think that's technically not.
Because a child will
that's why I disagree with it because I'm talking about. We're supposed to be talking about what women do to participate. I'm talking about in society about the demise of breakdown of our family.
Was it such an issue?
Can I finish? Can I finish? Let me finish.
Go right ahead.
Let me finish.
Go right ahead, because you're acting as
all right.
As if
so then we got to talking about now. We were building up to that point, but then you started saying some other things that I just at that point was disagreeing with that. And that was the fact that when you were
as
saying,
soon as I said
hold on, can we
that men
finish?
can be
When you
nurturing
started
like
saying that women, that women, that we don't need, why do we need women? Besides the fact that the fact that they gotta give milk.
Here you go. See, it's like,
you just said that.
You're doing. It's like you're sitting up here trying to put. I never said that.
Okay. Well, let me word it in another way. It's the same thing, but you worded it different.
Why do we need women? So why are you doing that? Why would you?
Because you worded it. Okay. This is how you worded it. Well, what you tell me? What do women really do besides breastfeed babies that men can't do?
I didn't say that either.
All right. Well, tell me what you said. Tell me what you said.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
What you say then, bro?
But I didn't say that either. What I said was, if you're paying attention to what I said was, what I said, and I'll reiterate it again. When it comes to a man and a woman, or not a man, let me say.
Just ask the question, bro, because you didn't say all that. All you did was ask a straight question.
You stop that bullshit, man. I am answering the question.
That's a straight question.
Do I feel like a man is no? What's real? Because you asked me, do I think men are nurturing just as nurturing as can a man be just as nurturing as a woman? And I said yes. You went to the left after that.
I disagree. And that's what we've been talking about.
You disagree. So because you disagree, and like I said, there's plenty of men that are raising their kids that don't agree with you on that. So
we can agree, but we can agree to disagree, right?
Exactly. So why is there an issue?
All right. So now we can move on then. We can agree to disagree on that. And I don't have a problem with that. But I want to get back to the build on the fact that black women have really, and I'm not running from that because you tried to say I was running from that, and I was not running from that because I made it real clear.
Sound like you tiptoeing. I sound like I hear cat shoes over there.
No, I made it real clear, bro. Because it's a machine, and they participate in this machine, and it even started way back in slavery. And you know when the slave master would hang or shoot or beat the hell out of the husband in front of his pregnant wife,
rape him in front of her,
or whatever, right? Whatever he did, it was demasculating and killing the motherfucker, pretty much killing the man in front of his wife who was pregnant with his son, maybe. As soon as she has a child, she's gonna train that child how not to get in the way. She's gonna make sure, because it's her nurturing, it's her natural nurturing way to try to protect her child. Now,
that has nothing to do. Wow.
No. I'm not talking about. Listen, I'm not referring to nurturing that man you was going through, bro. I'm done with that. We disagree on that. I'm saying that perpetuates the cycle. That even started back then. Now you got to come up to the future. Right?
You know why I have an issue with that? I have an issue with that because as a parent, period, there is not a parent alive who will sit there and feel differently about their child being hurt, no matter whether it's male or female. If you see your child being hurt, you're automatically going to react naturally.
That's not what I'm saying, bro.
Dying for.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm just saying that. I'm saying that because in certain things, this is my.
First of all, I'm not talking about the child being hurt. You misunderstanding my point, bro. I'm talking about the woman teaching the child.
I said I understand what you're saying, but the way you referenced it, when you said the nurturing aspect, and you referred it because of the woman being that nurturing whatever. So there's a lot of, because the fathers was teaching these kids what to say and what not to say, what to do and how to act and all that stuff too, so they wouldn't be beaten and hung.
No, the fathers was being hung and beaten and shot and stabbed and ran off.
The fathers were as well, but
split up.
So you're saying that you're saying fathers that were not in the home with their sons were not coaching them and telling them, hey,
yeah, we wasn't, we didn't have them type of households, yo. Come on now, we had a broken home since day one. They was breaking up our family.
Yeah, we had broken homes, but you still had men that were taking care of other kids, and he had families, and they were
taking care of other people's kids, right?
But regardless, see, now we can't discredit that because he still was the father of that house. We didn't hear shit about broken homes psychology today came up with that bullshit talking about, oh, you come from a broken home, and because you come from a broken home, you got emotional issues and emotional damage and all this other bullshit to give us a
all I'm saying is
that's when we started going from saying this is my brother to saying this is my stepbrother.
And yo, all I'm saying, just check this out. All I'm saying is the woman is the first teacher. That is all I'm saying. Okay? By her being the first teacher. I can agree
with that.
By her being the first teacher, okay? If you want to destroy the culture, you have to get rid of the warriors first. All right? I don't know if you read the letter, and I told you about this before. The letter from King Leopold to the clergymen that they sent as missionaries to the Congo. The first thing he told them to do is any of these niggas that look like they want buck, kill them. If they were strong warrior type, kill them immediately. Kill them. Fuck that. All right. The rest of them.
That's why I read the letters, and that's why I asked you, have you ever read that book? When Things Fell Apart.
Oh yeah, you did ask me that. I didn't, but I never. Yeah. No, I don't think I ever read that book.
I'm not going to spoil it for you. That's a good book. I think it's a good read for every black person to read.
Yeah,
even African. I believe it's a good book to read because the message in there and the meaning in there is very deep. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, man. And look, the black woman has participated in the demise of the black man. Now, I'm thinking today a lot of women.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, how do you feel when black women say that black men have? Because I noticed that when a lot of black men argue about shit and they use things to justify what they're doing and how they're doing it, they always bring in reference to the black men not protecting black women.
Right, and that's another issue. That's not. I'm not saying that that's not happening. I don't totally disagree with that. Like, I'm not saying that the whole race problem is all on the back of black women. Hell no, that's not true. I'm saying that they're participating.
To be clear about it,
right.
there cannot be no blame but on oneself. If we're going to blame anybody, we have to blame ourselves first before we go out and point the finger at somebody else. Now, the roles that are being played, and what pisses me off about this whole thing, is what pisses me off is the fact that when we get into these discussions or topics, not just you and I'm just saying in general, as a culture as a whole, I always see that there's a finger pointed somewhere when a lot of things, and it is, they blame the black man as the blame for the women being, when they are, even statistics show that interracial marriages from black men to white women or any other woman is at 3%. Actually, it's 3% of everything. You know what I'm saying? As a whole, interracial relationships as a whole.
Right.
So they're primarily coming up with these things off of the propaganda and off of what they see on TV, the marketing strategies and all that bullshit to make us believe that this is a widespread, big ass thing that's going on when there's a lot of relationships and a lot of unity amongst our people as far as when it comes to dating each other and staying to our own culture.
Right.
Now, they destroyed, because I can remember when they did not mess with the black woman. This was before the black woman really entered full swing into the workforce. Mm-hmm. When the black man was still taking care of the black woman. And there's a lot of relationships that are still strong to this day behind that. Uh-huh. Now, the propaganda that went on was when they started, was the feminist group, the feminist organization. Uh-huh. Let's bring the white women and have the black women merge with the white women because we're going through this battle as women and we're getting paid less than men and we're going through all these issues that truly never pertain to black women in the first place.
Right, because black men never put black women in those positions. Only white men put those women.
No, they never did. Not at all. And then the second aspect, when you talk about self-preservation. So when we look at self-preservation, and the reason why I'm saying these things is because It's not like I don't have an understanding on why a lot of women make the choices that they make. Now, because self-preservation teaches that when a woman, she needs to survive and she has to go on assistance to survive, then okay, that's understandable. But
Right.
now I'm gonna flip it around.
Okay.
There's a lot of women, and I want to make this clear because I'm not talking about these women who were forced into a situation where she had to survive, and she did that because she wasn't getting no help from her child's father,
Right.
or the man that she laid down and had babies with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm talking about these women who strategically and intentionally do things to be that destructive factor in our culture. Like the women that's always out here using and hustling men. You know what I'm saying? This prostitutional shit.
Right.
How you got all these damn women running around here acting like it's okay to shake their ass and sell their ass, and then got to talk to her to talk about there ain't no good men out here, but this chick is laying down for some fucking money.
Right.
That's a discredit to our culture as well, because there's a lot of women that don't sell their ass to get what they want. They work. And they work hard at it.
What about the women that accuse certain people of being their fucking baby daddies and that shit ain't true?
Like I said, now we have to differentiate the difference between those types of bitches and the real women.
You know what I mean? Right.
And don't get it twisted, because just because a woman has a good job and has an education doesn't mean she doesn't run along those holes in that bitch line. Because there's a lot of females that just like there's niggas that have good jobs, that have been put in a good situation and got themselves in a good position, but they still look at each other in the same way, the same degrading way.
Right.
They don't want to spend the time, like for example, when it comes to a black woman's pain.
Right.
There's a lot of men who will say, you know what, this is why I don't want to fuck with black bitches, because black bitches ain't shit and they ain't nothing, and they and you know what I'm saying? When they've been betrayed, like for example, Dwayne Wade and his wife, his ex-wife.
Right.
The woman who held this nigga down while he was nothing. Took care of the apartment, worked the job, kept the bills paid,
Right.
raised the kids. And when he became Dwayne Wade, the successful basketball player,
Right.
what did he do? He threw her ass away. And then everybody tried to make it seem like she's this angry, hateful black woman with animosity.
Mm-hmm.
When the reality is this woman gave her life. And see, all women ain't doing that. But this woman gave her life to this man. And in the process of giving her life to this man used her for his own personal gain after he got where he was, and then he threw her ass away. And then while he did that, he didn't even want to make sure that she was taken care of effectively. And then he don't want to understand her pain and her hurt. But yet then you got these other women that's trying to piggyback off of women like her. See, that's the problem. But those are the women that I'm talking about, are the women that try to piggyback off of the good women that go through bad shit.
Right.
Because there is a difference. Because we can't say all black women are participating, but there's a lot that are participating.
Right.
Black women get to the corporate structure, or they doing with good jobs, and they go out here and they decide to get this little dumbass nigga. Because they don't want to get a good man, because they feel like, oh, I don't want to be controlled. He's too controlling. When a man is being a man and she wants control, so she go get a dumb nigga who sits at home in her house, smokes weed, drinks beer, sticks dick in her, takes her car, drops her off to work, go fuck a couple of other bitches, smoke weed in her car, playing on her son's PlayStation, but never being responsible as a man. And when that shit blows up in her face, then she want to point the finger at all black men and say, we ain't shit.
But she chooses that type of man, though.
Exactly. But at the end of the day, if you look at every problem in a black woman's
Nobody
life,
making her do
it's
that.
always pointed, huh?
Ain't nobody making her do that. That's what
Yeah,
she
but
wants.
when you look at the problem the problem in black women's lives, they always want to point the finger at a black man.
I mean, don't nobody tell them, like, they want to run around with Pookie and them and shit because they so right at the moment, they look like they got it going on. They the hottest dudes around. You know what I mean? Nobody tell go fuck with them loser ass dudes. You know what I mean?
And the sad part about it is she act like she's getting something special, but she's really getting a sellout. Because people want to talk about what a sellout is. I'm gonna tell you what a sellout is, because at one point in time, we had partake in being sellouts. If you sit up here and you pimping out our women, you're a fucking sellout.
If you sell drugs,
you're doing their job for them. If you're sitting up here,
all right. If you sell drugs to our people,
yep.
You're sellout.
If you're participating in anything that creates destructiveness to our people, if you are a confidential informant, you are a fucking sellout. If you become a cop and you're not doing it to help our community, but you come back in our community and you want to jump on the niggas in the community because you was a bitch ass dude in school, or you know what I'm saying? This is what you are. You are a fucking sellout.
Fitzgerald alert.
Because if you are to protect, you're supposed to come back to our community and be the example and show. Because remember, Charles' dad, Bosie, he didn't do all that dumb shit to people.
Yo, my father swear the beans, he was a scaredy cat.
Who?
Charles' father, Bosie.
I'm gonna tell you something.
My father tried to say he was a scaredy cat.
Let me tell you something about Bosie. One night, me and Charles, we was outside later than we were supposed to be. Late. Mm-hmm. This lady was coming down the street from a function. It was about 11:30, 12 o'clock, right? Uh-huh. This lady was coming down the street from a function from her friend's house. She had a dinner plate in her hand. She was on her way home. And she had been drinking. Mm-hmm. She walks past me, because as we were walking down the street, she's walking past us. So she walked with us part of the way. And she was telling us she had a good old time hanging out at her friend's house. She's on her way home now. She's going to eat her plate when she get home and go to bed. Mm-hmm. This nigga was following her, right? So as the lady got towards the corner, we stopped by Charles' house, in front of Charles' house. Mm-hmm. The nigga walks up in between me and Charles. As we saw him behind us, we split. So this nigga tried something. One of us was on each side of him. Mm-hmm. So he asked us, y'all want to get some money? You know what I'm saying? And me and Charles is looking like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. What is he talking about? The nigga proceeds to walk up to the corner. So me and Charles is watching this nigga. The nigga jumps up and drops kick this lady in the face.
Oh my God.
You know, we were young, so the lady had to be about in her 40s, somewhere around that time. You know, she a mother, grandmother, right? Charles quickly banged on the door, called Bosie, right? So this is for somebody who's scared. Bosie bust out that damn door with his fucking gun. That nigga tried to take off. He jumped over the fucking hood of the car, one leap, the whole nine. Bosie got that motherfucker.
I never seen him.
So for somebody who's scared, he never hesitated. Bosie is just quiet.
Yeah.
He didn't like to get involved, and he didn't like to be a part of, because he said it out of his own mouth. He didn't want everybody in the neighborhood bringing him all these fucking problems to the neighborhood, because he couldn't solve them problems.
Right. I kind of like the
protocol is.
I thought Bosie was cool as shit. But I'm just saying, you know, my stepdad was sweat, you know, and I only think the reason why he would say that because he used to be a police and he wasn't no more. And I think he was a little jealous.
Yeah.
I really think he was a little jealous. But yeah, I mean, what do you expect?
I've seen him in action, and I've seen him never hesitate when it came to.
But not only that, Bosie wasn't just a regular police. This nigga was internal affairs.
Yeah, he became an internal affairs officer.
Yeah.
But the whole point was he wasn't no scared dude. Now when I say he represented well, because he wasn't outside in the neighborhood.
That's probably why I burned all that laughing.
He didn't get in people's business. He didn't attract unwanted attention. He didn't do any dirty shit that a lot of cops did when they got that badge and that position. He didn't partake in that. He was a very honorable and respectable man. Right. So I have nothing bad to say about that, man.
For him to become internal affairs, he had to be, right? I mean, that's what
that's a strong dude, because everybody's against internal affairs.
Well, internal affairs is supposed to be the cream of the crop. They supposed to be the most honest of the honest. Right?
Yeah, they're the cops.
They're the
cops. The cops in line.
Yeah. So I think for him to get that position, somebody had to think that he was that honorable. But yeah. But listen,
so
the black woman in the United States of America, if you hear this, we love you, but we need you to get it together.
All right, get off the eggshells, man. Get off the eggshells.
We need you to get it
we ain't
together.
soft shoeing shit. We ain't soft shoeing shit today. What we need for these strong-minded black women to step the fuck up and stop allowing these dirty bitches to sit here and act like they're good women when we both know that they're not. But because they're your friends, you want to be up here supporting their bullshit. Yeah. And think about it. For every man that they fuck over, that's a man you could have had and had a great relationship with.
Word.
All right, duty calls. So I'm gonna have to slide on this one because I gotta jump on the road, man. Yep.
All right, my brother. We signing out. T-Bone will roll out, y'all. Hey.
All right. Hey, I'll hit you up in a little while when I'm done.
Okay, hit me back later, and we'll see you people again on Monday. Actually, tomorrow, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me shut it down, people. Peace out.